Hello, today I'm going to teach you how to draw a portrait. So a portrait is just a fancy word for a drawing of a face or a person. To get started, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a sketchbook or some paper. So I've got a sketchbook here that I'm going to put all of the drawings for 5th grade in for all of the demos that I'm going to do. Or you might have some computer paper in a folder. That works just as well. You will need a pencil and an eraser. My pencil has a pretty new eraser on it, but if you have a separate eraser, that would work just fine. So when an artist is learning how to draw a portrait, they start with something called the face map. So it doesn't mean a map like this. It's not a map of how to get somewhere. It's a map of where to put everything that's on a face. So our first step in creating a face is to create an oval. So this book that I have kind of breaks this down into 3 steps. In my opinion, that's kind of too many steps. You probably just need to start with like an oval shape. So I have this cardboard cut out of a head shape, and it just looks like an egg that I flipped upside down. And I drew a plus sign or a cross on it. So the face map, I'm going to underline it here. The face map is just the oval shape with the cross in it. And the cross helps us place things like the mouth, eyes, ears, nose, stuff like that. So this I'm going to draw in my book, even though I'm not really supposed to draw in books. This is really the one that I am most concerned about. So to get started, we're going to draw a bunch of oval shapes. So this page in the book has a lot of good examples of oval shapes and where they are in the face. We're not going to draw a bunch of straight lines, we're going to draw a bunch of curved lines. So there's curved lines in the chin, cheeks, eyes, even the eyeball. This really shouldn't be new information to you because everybody in this class can see. Everybody can see what faces look like, and there's not usually very straight lines. The only exception to that might be straight hair, and the model in this picture, it looks like she has straight hair, or eyebrows. Her eyebrows are probably, the straightest line in this, and even those are a little bit curved. So we're going to focus on oval shapes. I am going to move the sticky note down a little bit so it's still somewhere where you can see it. When you start your drawing, I would like you to make 4 drawings of the same thing. So we're going to be really repetitive because that is what helps us learn. The more we practice something, the better we get at it. So I would like you to draw 4 drawings like this. And I will demonstrate. So I'm going to actually section my paper into 4 sections. I could have drawn those lines a little bit neater, but I'm not worried too much about that right now. And I'm going to start with an oval shape. Heads are not a circle. At least most heads are not a circle. So even in these model things that I have, and these mannequins, the head is a really elongated oval. The head tracers I made, it's an oval. It's elongated and it looks like an egg. Okay, but it's upside down. So skinny part down here is where your chin is, and then this big part here is where your brain would be. So to demonstrate, I'm going to copy this one, and using a pencil so you can erase mistakes, I'm going to draw this elongated egg shape. If your lines are not perfect, you can go over them again like I just did. So this is one way that artists sketch. They draw the same line over and over again to try to get it just right. And then I would like you to create the face map. So there's one line going down for symmetry. Symmetry is when one side looks like the other side. So I drew a line just cutting this egg right in half. And then this line would not be a line of symmetry, because if I fold this in half, obviously you can see that one side gets a little more narrow, the side behind it is wide. So this one is not a line of symmetry, but this line tells us where we are going to place the eyeballs on a portrait. And that is exactly halfway between where the top of the head and the chin would be. So halfway up or halfway down, there's that line. So I did one, I need to do 3 more. Now this one that I'm making, it looks like the head of somebody who has maybe maybe they're younger and they have like a little bit of a softer chin, like maybe it's a baby and they're a little chubby. I did kind of make the line a little bit extended down a little bit. So that's what I meant by you can draw lines over each other. You can erase lines that are mistakes. Hopefully you're using a pencil for this, because you cannot erase a pen, or at least you can't do it very easily. And then draw your line of symmetry and your eye line. So the eye line is halfway between the top and the bottom. And one way that you can check to see if your line is halfway is you can use your pencil as a measuring tool. So I'm going to hold the pencil this way so that the tip of the pencil lines up with the eye line. And I'm going to pinch the pencil where it lines up with the chin line. So you can see that I've made a little measurement between the chin and the eye. And if I bring it up and I bring the mark that was at the chin to the eye line, I can see that there's a little extra space here. That means I put this line too high. So I can erase it and bring it down a little bit, because I don't want the eyes on my portrait to be too high. I'm trying to make this look as realistic as possible. So creating a face map is the first step of creating a realistic portrait, a portrait that looks like an artist was studying a person's face and trying to be as accurate as possible when they were drawing. So you can measure the way I just did. Hold the pencil so that the tip touches one line, pinch it where it meets the other line. You've got 1 unit of measurement. Bring it up. And this is also a tool that artists use, or not a tool, but like a trick to check their measurement. So it's making a measurement without a ruler. How cool is that? Alright, so I'm going to make 2 more kind of quickly because I don't want to make you bored of watching me draw all the time. So I've got a pretty good oval here. We're practicing making ovals. We're practicing drawing this line of symmetry. Making a line halfway across the face. And in this last one, I'm going to do the same thing. This one looks like a very narrow face, like maybe a very thin person. And it's okay if you have a line that it looks kind of sloppy, but you're just trying to get the line just correct. That's okay. So now I've got 4 face maps. I'm going to put my name on here. You should put your name on your paper all the time, even though we're online. And then the next step will be taking a picture of this and sending it to me on a Google slide. I will show you that in a different video.